do gold, we'll do platinum. Look at that on the macro. Plus, I have some mystery show and tell. There's your thumbnail right there. If you're watching this on the replay, you get to use the time codes below. So use time codes below if you're watching the replay. But if you're watching live, you get to enjoy everything we do here at Good Morning Stackers, your weekdaily live show, all to do with gold, silver, platinum, bullion, economic news. We do technical analysis, then we do some kind of topic. Today is the mystery show and tell, but of course we do the Synchronised Slurp. That's where you grab a tasty beverage of your choice. I don't care what it is. We don't judge here. Preferably something healthy, and we slurp it synchronously within the first minute of the show. Get your shout-outs in, get your GMSs in, and we'll do some shout-outs and all that kind of stuff. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. My name is Joe Main. I've worked in the Australian bullion industry for 11 years now. I do this show, plus I help you launch and grow your business on YouTube and other social media. I won't do all the plugs now. We'll do some quick shout outs, and then we'll get straight into talking about silver's historical cup and handle formation. This is more for the newbie stackers out there. A lot of you know what I'm talking about, but it's good to refresh as well. Do a couple of shout outs and we'll get straight into it. This is CT from the Lone Star State in Texas. Got the first GMS in. Oh no, Pete Repeat got the first GMS in. My apologies. Tony Peterson is in the house. I got it, Tony. Hey Tony, I got it. I won't talk about it today, but I got it. You can't hear me. Can't hear you? Can you hear me or you can't hear me? You can't hear me. I'm coming through. Can you hear me? Try now. GMS says Black Coal and Ben Ferrugia says GMS. Post a comment below. Am I coming through? Can you hear me? Am I coming through? I could be you, Pete. Let me know. Good morning, fam. Back after 10 days. David Williams says back after 10 days in Cairns. Did I miss anything? Pete Repeat, I'm guessing the volume is your issue and probably not mine, because let me know, can you hear me? I'm not hearing anyone else tell me there's any sound issues, and my little audio bar there is saying I'm okay. It is freezing down here. I'm assuming down here is maybe Victoria area where I'm from as well. 10 days in Cairns in the winter, that would be lovely. And David confirms that he can hear, so I think Pete Repeat, you've got a little issue on your end, my friend. All right. Oh, and fantastic. Great to see Jason Ashworth. I haven't seen you on the show before, Jason. I don't think I've seen you on the live show. So welcome to the GMS family. 366, something like that, new subscribers now. Whole bunch over the weekend. So welcome to all those who have just joined. So welcome. Love to have you. And of course, join the family, the GMS family, by hitting the big red subscribe button if you are not already. Of course, this show is brought to you by, well, me, but also Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. I'll give them a bit of a larger plug later on. Now, let's talk about time code. Silver is historical. It's incredibly historical, making a historical head and shoulders, oh my God, cup and handle formation. Head and shoulders, cup and handle, blah, blah, blah. Finkel and Einhorn and Finkel, cup and handle formation. So we're going to pull back today and look at the macro of silver, because sometimes we can get stuck in the weeds of, it did this and then today and this and this and this and this, which I do every single weekday. You get some precious metals technical analysis. It's good to see where the prices are going in the intraday if you're looking to buy the dip, for example, or, it's just, I call it the weather report as well. It's just, I find it interesting. And you also get to learn more about my process, and you get to learn more about technical analysis as well. So it's kind of like a learning tool as well. And of course, I'm not an expert. I'm constantly learning as well. But I use some very simple support and resistance, Fibonacci, some trend lines, and that's pretty much, I think, all you need in relative strength index. But we're going to take a look at silver's historical cup and handle formation. What am I talking about? Well, first of all, I'm going to show you very quickly this little image right here. So let's share the screen. Now, you're going to head over to, and if you're a stacker in Australia, you want to head over to Gold and Silver Stackers Australia on Facebook. That's their private forum, 8,100 members now. Biggest forum in Australia for sure. And you can join for free, and you can post things for free there, you know, buy, swap, and sell, all that kind of stuff. So here's what I said today, and I post a little comment every morning before Good Morning Stackers show. Silver on the quarterly chart, going back to 1967. I said here, ignore the short-term noise unless looking for little pockets of lower entry points, but dollar cost, DCA is the way, dollar cost averaging is the way. What am I talking about? Largest cup and handle in history, right here. History's largest cup, history's largest handle, and this again, every candle here is 3 months. So we're actually coming up to the end of June in a few days, in about a week's time roughly. It'll be the end of this quarterly candle right here. And look at the trend. Look, the trend is your friend, most definitely. So what am I talking about? Let's go back over to silver. So this is silver on the quarterly chart. It's priced in US dollars, $29.40 US cents right now. We will punch into the daily just to have a quick look at whether, you know, my little best buy zone could potentially be hit and what levels we need to look out for. But I just wanted to really pull back to the macro. All the way back to 19, actually goes back further, but sort of reliable pricing starts from around about 1967. Okay, so look at this. Massive cup, and what seems to be, I think most of you would agree, a massive handle. Cup, there's the cup. So looking at a cup from side on, a teacup or whatever, cup, handle. And that generally, if this plays out, which I think it will, I have no reason to think it won't, particularly because on the 3-month relative strength index, we had this peak and then this trough right here, and we're just trending up on the quarterly chart as well on the relative strength index. All signs point to, over the next number of years, and probably decade or more actually, of silver playing out this cup and handle formation and continuing on its merry way. Is that guaranteed? No. Is that my personal opinion? Yes, of course. And you're a stacker because you agree with the same, most likely. But definitely moving in a beautiful upward direction. And look, you've got a lot of room to move into extremely overbought as well. So what's a cup and handle formation? Of course, let's quickly show you here. This is just Investopedia. You can take their stuff or you can leave it. It's up to you. But, you know, they're pretty reliable with their definition. So what is a cup and handle pattern? A cup and handle pattern, price pattern on a securities price chart, whatever, is a technical indicator that resembles a cup with a handle, where the cup is in the shape of a U, right there, and the handle has a slight downward drift. Downward drift, yes, okay. The cup and handle is considered a bullish signal. Bullish meaning positive, with the right hand side of the pattern typically experiencing lower trading volume as well. I don't have my trading volume in there. Apologies. The pattern's formation may be as short as 7 weeks or as long as 65 weeks. Well, no, this is much longer than this. This is the history's longest cup and handle formation. Again, here's your peak right here, 1980, 1979, the lows of the early 90s, the peak again in 2011 was a double top at that stage. That was formed, the cup and then the handle going all the way down to the low of $11.50 in March of 2020. You know what happened there, and its subsequent rise. Right here, let's take a look. Key takeaways. A cup and handle is a technical blah, blah, blah. The U, yep, cup and handle is considered. Yeah, we did that, and did that. What does a cup and handle pattern tell you? Let's see. O'Neill and Clinton. As a stock forming, this pattern tests old highs. It is likely to incur selling pressure from investors who previously bought at those levels. That's it. So you form that, and then sellers, if you're still alive at that time, sellers, you know, taking maybe back in 1980, your parents or something, was generational wealth, maybe something like that, or even you, if you were purchasing back there, or someone purchasing back there, comes back to here, and you go, well, it's kind of close to where I got to. I'm just going to sell out now. So a bit of selling takes place, and then that's why you see these movements down. And it is worth considering the following when detecting cup and handle patterns. Length, generally cups with longer and more U-shaped bottoms provide a stronger signal. Avoid cups with sharp V bottoms. That definitely is not a sharp V bottom. Like that's not like that. It's definitely curved around. And depth. Ideally, the cup should not be overly deep. Avoid handles that are overly deep also, as handles should form in the top half of the cup pattern. Interesting. All right, so an overly deep handle would be, it should form ideally within the top half of the cup pattern. Well, gee, look at that. That looks about halfway. I would say that's half, and plus the little black swan event right here, which took it down to a little bit below halfway, but that seems to fit within the cup and handle definition for me. They do say cup and handles are a lot more of a short term, but I don't see any reason to think that a cup and handle can't form on a macro time frame. A cup and handle is a cup and handle. I don't think it matters on the length in particular. Well, unless we're talking, hundreds of years, but actually not even that, because then the people alive at the time that they're seeing this cup and handle formation play out over a long period, psychology takes over. So if enough people believe this is a cup and handle formation, they place their trades accordingly over a long period of time, and that takes the price there. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Volume. No, I haven't got the volume there. So that's the one thing I can't attest to right now. A retest of previous resistance is not required to touch or come within several ticks off the old high. However, the further the top of the handle is away from the highs, the more significant the breakout needs to be. So, for example, here's a couple of patterns. Cup, handle, and then it eventually breaks out and makes new highs. A profit target is determined by measuring the distance between the bottom of the cup and the pattern's breakout level and extending that distance upward from the breakout. So we could do some blue sky thinking if we wanted to. Example, trading it. There you go. So that's the cup and handle formation. And that's pretty much, how do you find it? That's pretty much it for the cup and handle. That is, in my opinion, a good definition of a cup and handle formation. And I think, and you may agree, you may disagree, that silver is making a historical cup and handle formation right there. The biggest in history as far as I can tell. When that plays out, you'd be talking, we'd be talking at least up in here. I'm not giving any kind of time frame right now. I'm not even giving any kind of price right now. But if you were to see a move, and I think what they were talking about, let's see right here. We'll do the, nope, we'll do the price percentage from the bottom to the top. And then I think what they're saying is it's from the breakout of the handle to there. I think that's what they're talking about. I could be wrong on that. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I at least see, absolute bare minimum. Let me get rid of that and get rid of that. I see, it's bare minimum triple digits, of course, and we can all see that. And I would be saying, your 200 to 300 kind of mark, if this historical cup and handle formation does play out, if it's correct, and if it does play out, you're talking, early hundreds, 200, 300 minimum, if that does play out. And also, I don't give you any kind of time frame, but it certainly looks like to me, largest cup and handle formation in history. Post your comments below. Let me know, do you agree with that assessment? Am I completely off? Is it too long of a time frame? Because I'm not saying I'm no kind of guru. I've been working in the industry for a long time. That means absolutely nothing. I could be completely wrong. Do you agree or do you disagree? Probably got quite a lot of confirmation bias here in the GMS family, because we are all stackers and we want it to go in that direction. But look, it looks pretty obvious to me. Maybe I'm incorrect in terms of it's such a long time frame that maybe it's too long for a cup and handle formation to play out like that. But I am going to remain on the positive side, and I'm going to remain with my biases, because my biases are of course correct and everyone else's are completely wrong. So that is the cup and handle. Let's quickly go into the daily time frame and we'll pop on our indicators. I wanted to show you the more macro time frame to say, don't stress about the smaller moves. Don't sweat the small stuff, because it's all small stuff. right here. But here's silver on the daily time frame. Again, $29.40. We had that breakout, which became a fake out. And we are below $29.80 US cents right now, which tells me that there's a 70% chance at least that we hit the best buy zone between 28 to 26 US dollars right there. Am I saying 100%? No, but 70% chance for me while we are below $29.80 US cents. Watch out for a couple of little levels. What would tell me, we're getting towards 80 or 90%? I would say if we close a day or a week below here, can you see this little level right here? This was a level of support at $29.30. It's a little level of support right here. So closing below here, if we don't find support here and we close below a day, or particularly if we close this week below here, then I might even have to say we're getting closer to 80%. Sure. Definitely though, 80-90% is closing below 28.80 right here, and they'll say, mate, there's just no, almost 100%. I'd say 90% closing below here, 28.80. I'd say closing a week in particular, then we're definitely heading down to the top end at least of my best buy zone, again between 28 to 26 US dollars. That's on the daily, so you won't see. There you go, best buy zone. Right there, I have it written in. Does that mean we're, it's over? It's, bull market over? No, it just means best risk to reward right there. Could go anywhere down to 26. In an extreme case down, spiking down to 24.50. I wouldn't want to see it close below this downtrend line. That says, not good. And closing below 24.50 or closing below 26, you really don't want to see that. Preferably a spike down and close above on the weeklies and the monthlies. I'm not saying it's going there, whatever. Absolutely not. But I'm saying best buy zone chance, 70%. What would negate that? Obviously, breaking above $29.80 and continuing back on our merry way above this downtrend line and back up to the final hurdle of 31. To my new subscribers, welcome. My final hurdle for new all-time highs to be made eventually, and to say that we're 100% in a bull market, not 99%, which I am there right now, but 100% is closing any month above 31 US dollars. Then I'm like, bang, baby, we're there. 99% there, maybe a little dip, 70% chance of that best buy zone, but I think we're pretty blue skies at the moment. Just got to wait for that $31 close on a monthly time frame, and then I'm absolutely 100% there. That is silver. Let's get your quick opinions on silver's cup and handle formation. We'll take a quick look at gold and platinum, and then I will show you my awesome mystery box right here. You're welcome to place guesses as to what this is. Do you have any guesses? I'll give the story as I go along. Here's a little clue for you now before we go to gold and platinum. This is signed right here. It's signed. Okay, so why would that be significant? It's signed by someone it's signed by someone. So it's autographed. Okay, so that's not one of the main reasons why, but it's one of a very cool reason why. So it's a signed something to do with bullion. Does this, you can't see it, but does that give it away? Would anyone in the know, does that give it away, this little barcode and this little sticker? And does that give it away potentially? Or a little bit of, not give it away, but a bit of a clue? It's signed, and do you recognize that kind of barcode, that sticker? Let's go to some comments right here. And we'll just quickly talk about the cup and handle formation. Drew says, finally made it to the live stream. Fantastic. Jason says all fine with the audio. Great. We'll do some refresh to paste on the... Great question, Ron. Let's ask this question. Is technical analysis still relevant nowadays? The world is awash with so much currency, correct? Currency, not money. Nothing seems real anymore. True market value seems to be lost. I don't agree with that. Let me just use my... Do I agree? No. On first hand, I don't agree. True market value seems to be lost. Not necessarily. Value is a concept. Value is subjective, so it depends. Technical analysis is still relevant. Technical analysis is absolutely, in my opinion, yes, still relevant because we still have people on the earth and we are ruled by incentives, we're ruled by psychology and technical analysis, and the market is psychology. Again, so it's not, as I said, I've said many times, technical analysis and market is psychology. So it's enough people believe that a certain technical marker or technical indicator works, then enough people will place their trades accordingly, and then that becomes the self-fulfilling prophecy. But the world is awash with so much currency out of thin air that nothing seems real anymore. Look, I'd agree with nothing seems real anymore. I would agree. That's a big, more macro topic. Nothing seems real anymore. Are we living in a simulation, people? But yeah, I do. True market value seems to be lost. No, I think true. True market value. What's the phrase true market value? Is there such thing as true market value? Because market value is the value at the time. And so what true means, which is subjective, true market value to you, but it might not be true market value to someone else. So I hear what you're saying, but is technical analysis still relevant? I do think so. Absolutely. Wall Street Silver says, Apes heard rumor that Jeffrey Christian's mining clients are renegotiating silver agreements now. Ooh, expecting higher silver prices soon. Hoard up, Apes. Look, I completely agree. Number one, welcome Wall Street Silver. Come on. Wall Street Silver is on my live show. Gotta love it. Love your work, WSS. But Apes heard rumor that Jeffrey Christian's mining clients are renegotiating their silver agreements now. Could be very true. Could be a fart in the wind. Who knows? But I like rumors when they confirm to my biases. Once again. Here we go. Anything? So Jason says, so the cup and handle breaks put due to psychological reasons, not for any market-related reasons. So Jason asking again, so the cup and handle breaks out due to psychological reasons, not for any market-related reasons? Well, the market is psychological. Again, Finkel is Einhorn, Einhorn is Finkel. That's the first time I've referenced that on this live show. Do you remember the previous live show I did for that other bullion company where I referenced Finkel and Einhorn? The market is psychology. So it's one and the same thing. There might be things that push the psychology. So, for example, if there was a newly huge discovery of silver on an asteroid or silver somewhere, and that increased the supply, then the psychology goes, oh, there's more of it. So because there's more of it and the demand is about the same, then I think I better sell because, more supply and equal demand equals, a lower price. So I better do some selling to get out before everyone else gets out, psychology, and that's what drives the market. So and on the opposite thing, if, suddenly, silver demand goes through the roof, or someone writes an article, or let's say, for example, I don't think this is going to happen. Let's say Elon Musk buys into some silver mines, and it's confirmed that he's bought into a silver mine for some reason. Maybe he's making a Tesla phone, or a whole bunch of obvious reasons for cars and all that. But let's just say Elon comes out and goes, silver is the next big thing. Imagine if he tweets that silver is the next big thing. Well, that affects the psychology. The psychology then makes the market go that way. So one and the same thing, if that makes sense, Jason. Let's see. Yep. All right. That's enough of silver cup and handle stuff. We'll go quickly back to gold technical analysis and platinum technical analysis, and then I'll show you my absolutely amazing show and tell where just watch for this little support level here. That's got a hold on the silver. So gold, $2,317 US. Again, tradingview.com website, always priced in USD. Right here, gold. I'll show you the macro, but I'll show you the micro just for a second on the daily time frame. Is this the head and shoulders pattern playing out? I wasn't quite sure, but we did break above again, breakout, then a fake out, back down below this downtrend line, back down below 2,350. That's why I'm back to 70% chance we hit my best buy zone in gold. Pardon me, that's how you know it's live because I burp. 2,250 down to 2,150 is still in play for me, 70% chance. What would negate that and negate this potential head and shoulders pattern? I really would not want to see it go lower than 2,305. If a head and shoulders pattern is not going to play out, maybe it's already not played out because you had this move back above here. I'm just kind of like, I look at this left head, that kind of, this move, this spike and this spike kind of looks like the right shoulder. I could be completely wrong on that. But what would negate completely? Finding support here at 2,305. Clear support, resistance, support, support, support. It's very clear. It's so weird, isn't it? 2,305, not $2,300 even, 2,305 has been a very clear level for me. And so I would want to see that hold a support on a daily time frame and definitely a weekly time frame. I don't want to see it close any day below there because then I would say, well, we're heading to there then, which is 2,285. And when we're heading down to the previous low here and the previous low here, much more likely it gets taken out. So if we close a week below 2,305, then I'm going to say, probably like a 75, 80% chance we're going to the best buy zone. If we break and close a day or week below 2,285 US dollars, then I'm saying like 90% chance. We're not there yet though, so I'm still at the 70% chance. What would negate that? Of course, breaking up above this trend line, breaking and holding 2,350 would say, look, absolutely not playing out is the head and shoulders pattern, and then we're onwards and upwards to the final hurdle for new all-time highs, 2,400. If we break that, says new all-time highs coming really soon, not in 6 months or a year or 2 years or whatever, like imminently, like weeks and months, not 6 months to a year. But we're not there yet, so we're in the trading range. Just don't want to see 2,305 break, preferably. So that is gold on the sort of micro time frame, and we are still trending downwards at the moment on the relative strength index. You can see right here we're coming up to, what the hell happened there? Get rid of that. Don't know what that was all about. Sorry, people. You can see right here the support level here, and we're right on it. Support, 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 resistance, support, support on a relative strength index. Preferably, I want to see a bounce from there and head back above this trend line on the relative strength index. I do find that to be somewhat helpful in terms of technical analysis as well. You can put trend lines in for the relative strength index as well, in my humble opinion. But let's quickly look at the macro where we are, because I do want you to leave positive always. This is the quarterly chart like we did for silver. Quarterly chart. Wow, look at this. What are we worrying about, people? Nothing really. We're just showing you the best, my best buy zone, I think. If you're dollar cost averaging, great. But look at gold on the quarterly time frame. Come on, people. Look at this. This again, I'll show you here. That goes to, again, 1967, kind of reliable right there. It's just a thing of beauty to look at. So we're also on the relative strength index. We did go into overbought on the relative strength index on the quarterly time frame. We're extremely overbought back in the peak of the gold market. Right here, we've spent a lot of time in the mid-range right there. We did spend some time here in October of 2020 for obvious reasons. In 2020, we know why. But we are trending back up on the relative strength index on the quarterly time frame. So that's great to see. Technically, we're actually already in extremely overbought, but we're not really like in the real weeds of it, in the real thick of it. You've probably got to get up to this kind of area here to start saying gold is looking quite peaky, on a macro time frame. Out of interest, let me just show you. I do find this to be helpful right here. Peak, trend line. What do you notice, people? We are above this trend line. I'll get rid of that one right there. We are above on the quarterly time frame on the relative strength index on the right here, high, lower high, and we've broken this downtrend line as well on the quarterly time frame. To me, that says we've got a good bit of room to move back into extremely overbought before we see some kind of eventual peak and then trough down back into, you know, sort of normal area. So we, in my opinion, we've got a lot of room to move on gold. A lot of room to move because we haven't spent a lot of time at extremely overbought for a very long time. So that's, I just want to pull back and show you again that macro time frame on gold. We're looking very good in my opinion. I don't think we're seeing crazy low prices. I don't think we'd be going anywhere below sort of 2080 US dollars. Previous triple top, well not triple top, double top with that move right there, 1, 2, 3. If we do come down and see a few, you know, a couple of red quarters, I'm not saying we're doing that, but if we did, you wouldn't see it go below 2080. I think would be a very clear support level. But of course, I have my best buy zone at 2200 to 2100 US dollars. That's gold on the macro time frame. Look out for those areas that I spoke to you about. But look, yeah, I could see that 70% chance we hit there, and then I'd love a bounce from about 2250 would be preferable. Again, anywhere down to here would actually be quite normal. So don't panic if we do go down to those areas. And of course, if you're dollar cost averaging, well, that's the best way to do it anyway. That's gold, that's silver. Gold to silver ratio. Ooh, gold to silver ratio on the weekly time frame looks like gold is outperforming this week, and we've just opened the week. Bear in mind. But could we have a little test, a retest maybe of the 80 level? That was very clear resistance as I talked about. Watch out for a resistance level here on the gold to silver ratio at about here at, damn, what was that? At about 79. No, I don't want that. That was some kind of weird thing which I've never used before. Right about there. Resistance level around about 79 point something. Yeah, we're still within that zone. So gold could have a bit of a better week this week than silver. That's quite possible, but now I'm just spitting in the wind here. That's gold to silver ratio. And platinum. Interestingly, on platinum, we did find support at that $950 level. Again, on the weekly time frame, we're at 990 US dollars. Interestingly, we are back above. Okay, so technically, for my new subscribers, this is platinum. I'm going to show you the macro on platinum. You might find this very interesting. And probably this week I might do one of those ratio videos where we look at platinum against silver, platinum against gold, because you might find that platinum is kind of pretty undervalued towards against those other two metals. But right here, as I've been saying for a very long time, I am depressed for platinum when we're in this zone. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. When we're in this zone, I'm excited when we're in this zone, and I'm ultra uber bull market territory excited once we hit over and close over 1,115 US dollars. So technically, because we're in this zone right here, I'm not depressed for platinum anymore. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. So we're above this trend line. Great to see we're back above, and we closed a week. That's positive, I guess. But, you know, whatever for platinum. We closed the week above this long-term downtrend line. What am I talking about? For the new subscribers and for the old subscribers, bear with me for just a second. New subscribers, all my new ones over the week, and long-term downtrend line from February of 2008. Many failed attempts to hold above it. We tried it again just recently and we failed once again, but we're back above the downtrend line. So yeah, okay, whatever. I'm in the whatever. I'm depressed for platinum here. I'm like, whatever here. I get excited here, but it's great to see it above this downtrend line in this area here. That's pretty much it. Got to break this trend line, and that's around about 1,020 to 1,030 US dollars. I'm not excited until we break that. That's pretty much all you need to know. And my best buy zone area, which I kind of give really I give a 50-50 chance at hitting at the, actually, no. Technically, while we're above this trend line right here, and this could change tomorrow because we could certainly break back down. While I'm in this area here, 50% chance we hit my best buy zone of 900, anywhere down to 750. While we're above this trend line right here, I've got to put that to a 30%, I'll do 70-30. So I'll do a 30% chance while we're above here that we hit that. So less likely at the moment just because we're above this trend line. But, you know, tomorrow is another day. As Scarlett O'Hara said in Gone with the Wind. Wow, I'm old. Or, you know why? It's because I was raised by my grandparents. That's why I know that reference. What am I doing? Segue. That is gold. That is silver. That is platinum. We did the gold to silver ratio, people. And let's get your comments. And now we're going to talk about some quick comments. Wow, it is really light in here today. Let's do... CT says, Joe, your platinum talk makes me smile. You seem exasperated. I am. And what I didn't do, my apologies, people, I was about to show you. I prematurely ejected myself from the platinum chart. Yeah, okay. That's all I'm going to say for that. Let's get rid of the all the lines and all the stuff, okay? Here's what I really want to show you on platinum. This is very interesting. Tell me what you think. This is platinum going all the way back to 1997. Let me move that so you can see it. Platinum to 1997. Sorry, I don't have a more historical chart, but it is what it is. So obviously that peak in 2008, 2,300 US dollars, we've talked about just very quickly. Long-term downtrend line, failed to break above it. But out of interest, we are technically above it. Ooh, we are technically at or above this long-term downtrend line on the quarterly chart. Man, if we close the quarterly chart, which is coming up in about 6 days' time, a week's time, if we close June above here, ooh, that's actually looking really interesting when I look at this. So look at this. On the quarterly time frame, again, each candle is 3 months. The last time we did it, sure, we did it here, but it was a failed move. So we did close above it here in January 21, but it was a fast move to the failed move to hold, fast move to the downside. We did it back here. We closed above. No, we opened above, and then we closed below. So we really haven't closed any quarterly chart above the downtrend line. Again, it's not drawn in perfectly, and you have to take into account as well when you're on these longer term time frames, it doesn't all line up perfectly. It's a little bit fiddly, the charts, but we probably haven't closed above this downtrend line for a very long time. If we close, let's say at $1,000 or more, 1,006, 1,005, that's actually looking really positive for platinum. I still would technically have to be ho-hum in this area, but gee, closing the month above this downtrend line, that would be starting to be, you know, positive. But what I wanted to show you was the macro thing for platinum. Here's what I really want to show you, the relative strength index on the quarterly time frame. Right here, again, extremely overbought back in February of 2008. We had the move all the way down almost into extremely oversold. We formed a bottom right here, bottom there, bottom there, bottom there. So like a triple bottom, if you want to call that, on the relative strength index. You can see that very clearly. Oh no, if I do that, then it gets rid of that. So close enough for jazz. Sorry, I have to get rid of that. But you can see we had this move back up to over the halfway level. I just want to show you this. Has this played out? And it looks like it has. So we had a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, and bloop, look at this, people. I'm going to have to put the trend line in, and this is going to put all the other things back. But look at this. I love technical analysis. Look at that on the quarterly time frame. Again, each candle is 1 quarter. Trend line right through. And what have we done? We've just broken. Ooh, am I getting excited for platinum? No, I can't yet because we're not in that general area that I talked about. But we've broken a downtrend that has been formed since January of 2021. We were in an uptrend here, formed this downtrend, and we're above it. And we're also on the quarterly time frame, we're above its yellow average line. That's looking okay. So I'm going to stay ho-hum for platinum, like, yeah, whatever, platinum. But gee, I'm getting a little bit hopeful. I probably shouldn't because it'll smack me down, the fickle mistress that it is. But gee, look at that. That's very interesting on platinum too. So we'll keep an eye on that. So I do think platinum against the other metals, and I will do a further ratio analysis very soon on that. Platinum against gold, platinum against silver, looking quite undervalued. So we will take a look at that maybe this week. But just look at that on the relative strength index. I'm going to remain be still my beating heart. I'll just keep that for now. So that is platinum. I've done gold, silver, platinum, etc. Back to here, and now, ladies and gentlemen, have you guessed what it is? Gee, I'm looking shiny on this thing. Right here. Let me tell the quick story, and of course, I'll give you a quick shout out here. G'day, Thomas. Hello, Thomas from Indy. Indy, as in Indianapolis. This is an Australian show, so you got to. I think Indy is Indianapolis, as far as I'm aware. Lance says, "Love the technical analysis you do. Keeps me coming back. That's why I do it." And also, mystery show and tell, the synchronized slurp. Get your tasty beverage ready because we'll do one at the end. So here we go. Mystery show and tell. This is probably one of the coolest. I think it's probably the coolest one of my stack. Let me tell the quick story, and I'll tell the story as I open it. This is signed. Okay, so this is a signed version. I also have a non-signed version that I took out of third-party storage this week, so I could show it to you. This one stays in my house. It's a signed one because it's my signed one that I get to look at every now and then. But it is signed. See this right here? It's a box. And this comes from, clue number one, it comes from the Perth Mint. So let me give you a little story. Of course, as you know, I've worked for a bunch of bullion dealers. The very first one I worked for was between 2013 to 2016 at Goldstackers. Goldstackers.com.au, goldstackers.com. I think they're still there. G'day to Kanal, the manager at Goldstackers, who I trained when he came on as an employee back in 2015, 2016, and he's still there he's the store manager now, doing a great job. G'day, Kanal. So what happened was, how do I give this away how do I give you clues without giving it away first? Okay. My boss at Goldstackers is a very large fan of a particular movie, a movie from the 80s. Some of you, or Tony's already going to know what this is. A movie from the 80s. So much so that when he got into precious metals and he formed this precious metals company, he got to know a lot of people, and then he got to know, obviously, a lot of people at the Perth Mint. In around about 2014, my boss decided there's an anniversary coming up to do with this specific movie, a special anniversary. And what I'm going to do, he said, is I'm going to get to my contacts at the Perth Mint and say, hey, let's make some commemorative coins with special designs and extra special things for this special commemorative day. That date, just so you know, the commemorative date, and this is the final giveaway, and I will open it, but the clue is the commemorative date that we were all celebrating, that my boss wanted to create these special range of coins, etc., was November 5th, 2015. No, Jason, not Ghostbusters, but you're kind of getting there. You're obviously in the decade. So November 5th, 2015. What is special about November 5th, 2015? Get your comments in right there, right here. So let me give it away. Back to the Future. Back to the Future, people. Yes. So in 2014, my boss at Goldstackers, both bosses, both fans of the show, of the movie, contacted the Perth Mint and said, hey, why don't we bring out a range? It's November 5th, 2015 is the date that Marty goes back to the future, in Back to the Future 2. That is, it's November 5th, 2015. So why don't we create a whole range of Back to the Future products? And so literally, I was part of the design process of this coin in this very special, and I'm going to tell you, this one's really special. Look at this. Back to the Future. This is the very, very, very cool thing. right here. So this is the Back to the Future silver DeLorean coin. Now, if you haven't seen this before, you get to enjoy it for the first time. But this is extra special as well. So I'm just going to quickly check something. Give me a minute. I have to get the Back to the Future. Thank you, Google. I appreciate that. So, right here, look at this. Number one, it's Back to the Future, of which I love. I'm a child of I was a kid in the 80s. I loved Back to the Future. It's my second favorite film of all time. I won't tell you what my favorite is. I'll tell you that another day. Second favorite film of all time. Well done, Tony. Yes, of course, you got that. The DeLorean right here. And let's take a little look. This is my absolute, I think this is the coolest one of my entire thing. What is it? It's an actual DeLorean. So again, as working at Goldstackers, I was part of the design process. I watched my boss go through the whole thing, and we had proofs sent to us, particularly the coin as well. The coin design, the image, a few proof images were sent. We looked in the office and we're like, that design's good, but that one's a bit better. Why don't we combine this with this and this? So I actually had a hand in saying, what about this design for the coin, etc. I'm so excited. But this isn't the main reason why I'm excited. Number one, it's Back to the Future, and I love it. But also, I did say on the box that it is signed. Yes, it is. But very quickly, hope I don't get copyrighted for doing that. Thing. Look at this. I'm going to show it to you from the side, and then I'll show it to you from. Look. It is so cool. Let's see how close we can get. I'm going to turn off this light because that light's really annoying me. Let's turn that off. There we go. Because we've got so much natural light, this will look a little bit better. This is the DeLorean. It is just beautiful right here. Okay, so you get the silver coin inside a DeLorean car. It is a 1/25th, I think, from memory, complete scale replica of the DeLorean from Back to the Future 2 in particular, because in Back to the Future 2, you will notice, of course, do we have Mr. Fusion? Yeah, we have, Mr. Fusion at the back here, but it's in black there. I'm pretty sure was that Back to the Future 1, Back to the Future 2? Yeah, I think we've got Mr. Fusion on the back here. Maybe it's Back to the Future 1 version right there. So that's that. And now I'm going to show you, you press this little button at the back, and if I turn it on, now you can't see it, but it lights up as well. So number one, you turn it on and it lights up. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Right there. But now if I push this button right here, the wheels go down. So it's like the hover car. So you push that down, right? The wheels go down. This is all designed. All the concept design was from my boss, Mark at Goldstackers. So you push it down, and then that pushes the bonnet up, and then you reveal, look at it. Look at it, this Back to the Future silver coin right here, and I'll take it out. But really what I want to show you, look at this beautiful coin right here. You'll get to see that in a second. But what I really want to show you is the bonnet. I have to be very careful. This is signed. It is signed by Claudia Wells, the wonderful, beautiful lady who played Jennifer in the first Back to the Future movie. Claudia Wells, signed here. Claudia Wells, Jennifer Parker, October 2015. Right there. So Claudia Wells was here in Australia in that time for a one of those Comic-Con things. And because my boss is such a fan of Back to the Future, he actually went, he's such a fan of Back to the Future that he literally contacted through the Perth Mint, because obviously through the Perth Mint they had to get the rights to Back to the Future to do it. So they had to contact Universal, I think it was, or the particular, and they had to contact Bob Gale and the producers and the writers and things. They had to get all these permissions. So my boss, Mark, got to know Bob Gale, okay, one of the writers and the producer director, I think, I've forgotten which one. And so he actually went over and met Bob Gale. He got a private tour of the lot where, the big courthouse scene and all that sort of stuff. So he's been shown around the Back to the Future back set, the lot. And so Claudia Wells came down for a Comic-Con, and she came into, I didn't get to meet her, but she came into Goldstackers, and we had a whole bunch of them just lined up, and she just signed a whole bunch of them. And I was given, thank you very much to Goldstackers, given this one. So a signed Back to the Future from Claudia Wells, the original Jennifer from Back to the Future. So this is my absolute pride and joy, this one right here. And I'll show you the coin just quickly if I can get it out, which I will try to do. Can I get it out? Come on, fella. Yep, there we go. Right there. How cool is this? Let's see. Close that. There you go. Back to the Future, baby. Signed. Back to the Future. 1 ounce, 999 silver. And again, I personally had a hand in designing this, or at least, a bunch of us in the office, we looked at the various proofs, the various design proofs that came through, and we said, oh, that's good. Oh, that's not so good. Yeah, don't like that one. Why don't we combine this with this and this? So I'm so proud I even had a bit of a hand in the design as well. And of course, her Madge on the back in proof quality as well. And out of interest, it was, obviously you get it in the beautiful box, etc. It's always difficult getting this one back in. There you go, son, and the certificate of authentication as well. Just showing you very quickly. Don't bend it, bro. Right here, number 4,166 of 7,500 maximum mintage in the world. Okay. And a lot of these were shipped worldwide. Of course, the Perth Mint shipped them everywhere to retailers all around the world. So I have one of these, 7,500. Now, out of interest, I have another one. Give me a second. I'm going to pop this in. Goodbye. I'll put you right there. Stay right there, people. Talk amongst yourselves. No, I'm not wearing pajamas today, as you can see. I'm wearing jeans. No, I'm not wearing pajamas. Right here, I have another one. And I have some more. I actually have more. But what I'm thinking of doing, I have another one, and it's not signed. Not signed, but I have another one. They go for about 250 Australian dollars on eBay, for example, around about that kind of 250 to 300. I think I'm going to auction this one off. And I'd like to know, should I auction it off here? I'm probably going to auction it off on the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia group rather than here, because I want more people to bid than just our. Maybe I'll do one for here. Maybe I'll do one for the GMS family as well. So maybe I'll do that. You know what? Yeah. Okay. I think I'll do 2 auctions. I'm going to do an auction eventually. I don't know when it'll be. I'll do an auction. Not right now. I'll do an auction for one of these. On the Good Morning Stackers live show at some point. Maybe, I don't think I can do it tomorrow, but sometime this week, so stay tuned. And then I'll do one on the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia group. But it's the exact same thing, the whole deal, and it's just not signed, so you don't get a signed one. I only got one signed one, and you don't get it. So that has been my mystery show and tell, and we'll do some final comments, and then we'll get out of here. Oh, my precious, right there. So let's do some final comments, and then we'll get out of here, because I've got stuff to do. You've got stuff to do. Lastly, people, thanks for watching, everyone. I'm sorry the audio wasn't working for you before there. Repeat. Wall Street, silver equals moon. Absolutely, I do agree. Eventually. Thank you, people. Hello to Teo is back in the house. The Don is watching, I think, still as well. 24 people watching live. I think this could be a complete record. Of course, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We already did that one. We did that one. You said love the technical analysis. I will keep doing that every single weekday. And Tony Pearson says The Matrix is my favorite movie series. Oh, okay. My favorite movie series. I do love Back to the Future as a movie series. Out of interest, I told you I didn't tell you what my favorite movie is. My favorite movie. This is very kid-like. My favorite movie of all time is Karate Kid. It just is what it is. I grew up with it. I think it's one of the most brilliant movies ever made. It was directed by the guy who directed Rocky. Someone Alderson. I've forgotten his name. John Alderson, I think. He died not too long ago. And because it's just the most brilliant movie ever, in my opinion, The Karate Kid. Back to the Future, my second favorite. But the Karate Kid series, it's number 2's great. Number 3, not so much. But Back to the Future series, probably my favorite. I do love The Matrix, though. That is sick, says CT. Is that my prize? It is not your prize. What prize? Prize for what, knackers? Your prize for guessing it? No, you don't get it, my friend. David Williams says The Matrix is a documentary. The Matrix could well be some kind of documentary because, as we talked about in the crazy conspiracy show just last week, one of the crazy conspiracies is, are we living in a simulation? I actually tend to think we are. That's not a conspiracy. Technically, statistically and probability-wise, we're living in a simulation, people. And you said before, where we're going, we don't need roads, of course. Jason says, we should all be on our hoverboards. I know. What happened? That's a great question. And you know what? This is exactly what happened. Fiat currency happened. Nixon took us off the window. Took us off the gold standard. Think about where we were, where we would be if we weren't in as much debt as we are because we were forced off maybe, taken off the gold standard, etc. And now we've got fiat currency. So fiat currency is probably the reason, honestly, why we don't have hoverboards right now, because it can dampen imagine technological progress. Imagine where we could have been if we had stayed on the gold standard. In my humble opinion, could be wrong. But yes, where are the hoverboards? Speaking of hoverboards, though, so they also did, let me turn this off. They also brought out a 2-ounce hoverboard, so a silver hoverboard, and they also brought out a 1/4-ounce gold coin, which had the clock tower on it. So you could buy the set. I don't have the set. I never got a hoverboard. I worked for Goldstackers, who they made the hoverboard. Well, Perth made it, but through Goldstackers, and I never got one. Don't know why I didn't. But I have my signed one. And you don't have one. Tony Pearson says the lithium batteries were unstable. Oh, were they on the hoverboards? I didn't realize. Tony Peterson says, kudos to you, Joe, on the signature. Yes, that is a great collector's piece. That is not leaving my hot hands unless you want to pay me an inordinate sum of money, and I probably still would not. He says, very nice. Still here, fantastic. They Live is also a documentary. They Live. I don't know. Is that a movie? They Live. I don't think I've heard that movie. Naka says, thanks and another good live. Fantastic. And Roddy Piper, love that movie. Which one, Roddy Piper? I've never heard of They Live. Am I living in a cave here? Why don't I know the movie They Live? Anyway, that is it, people. Thank you for watching. That has been Good Morning Stackers. As my kid makes noise in the background, I've got to go. I've got stuff to do, clients to see. Of course, if you want to be one of my clients, I'll teach you all about how to create consistently engaging content for your business's YouTube content and other social media. Or if you want to run your own individual channel, talking about, anything that you want to talk about. If you want to build a YouTube channel just for an individual, some hobby that you have, whatever, speak to me because I've got the goods. I can help you with that. Send me a message. Find me on Instagram.com/It's Joe Main. Instagram.com/It's Joe Main. Send me a message through there. I'll help you. You help me. At some point, it will cost you money, but that's obvious because I'm a dirty, greedy capitalist. And Jason Ashworth says slurp. Let's do it. The last synchronized slurp for the day. 3, 2.
Oh yeah.
Thanks people for watching. It is the start of this week. Let's see what happens this week with precious metals. You get another gold, silver, platinum analysis, etc. tomorrow. Bring your order. And we'll see you tomorrow, people. It's Good Morning Stackers. Take care, stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking, and see you tomorrow.
Podcast.